We are live on YouTube. So guys, good morning. My name is Endo Miller. I am 32 years old. And today on Aprendi, we're going to discuss about the generations. And can you introduce yourself, Gabriela, please?
Yes. I was born in Aracaju. I live in Brazil since I was a teenager. I have got some English language because I used to live in England for 8 months. And I graduated in law. I work at Supreme Legal Court. And I did a master degree in procedural constitutional law. And I'm here in TNT for about 2 months and a half. And I love to be here. And because I can learn some new words from all of you, and I can share my ideas, I can expose myself to be more outgoing. And it's a relaxing time for me, for my brain. It's very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. How about you, Cleide?
Well, good morning to everyone. So in Belo Horizonte, it's cold. I'm from Belo Horizonte. Belo Horizonte is a little cold this morning. I forgot my how to say. I forgot. So well, I'm married. I'm married. I'm 54 years old. I'm 34 years old, married. I have the handsome husband in the world. And I have 2 sons, and I'm a baby here in TNT, so it's almost a month. So I want to share, like Gabriela said, my opinions too, but I have fun and I learn a lot here with you guys. So I think this subject is gonna be a good conversation. I think so. Thank you, Endo.
Oh, very good to hear. Thanks for sharing, Cleide. It's very nice to having you here. And you, Diego?
Oh, good morning, everyone. I'm Diego. I'm living in a small city, countryside of São Paulo. It's Valinhos, the name of the city. It's near from Endo. Endo is my neighborhood, my neighbor. I'm 34 years old. I work with marketing in data science and marketing, in an agency, marketing agency. I'm here at TNT from 2 months, and I'm so glad to stay here and improve my English and all my knowledge is in a lot of subjects. Yeah, I are really very grateful to stay here with everyone.
Awesome, very good. Thank you all. So we're gonna start with a very provocative question. In your opinion, what is the main difference between the old and new generation? Cleide. Should we start? Wake up. To wake up.
First, okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, I think I'm the oldest here between you guys. But what I can say about the main difference, I think we have a conflict between generations. You know what? My parents said our generation is better than yours. My parents usually to say that, so we don't know nothing. And yeah, they said that to me. No, we don't say nothing. So you have to learn with us. So, and then I came And now I have my generation. And then I said that to my son, so you don't know, you're very lazy, you don't care about anything, you don't do that, you don't do this. So I think for me, is every generation is good for us. I think we can learn everything. So now in this generation, we're gonna talking about this. I think so in our conversation. But the main difference is how what I can say. I don't know. I usually look at the people like the youngest. They give me an experience too, so I can learn with them. So I like the young people. I like it. I love it because I like I said, I'm a very happy person. I like to stay with them. I learn with oldest. I learn with youngest. So I don't know if we have main difference. So I want to hear you with your answers. I would like to hear you guys.
Yeah, that's very good, your point, yeah, very, 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 very interesting. And you, Diego, what's your opinion?
Oh yeah, I'm agree with Clade. I think it's not we have a difference. I think that's a fact, yeah. But I think that's all the generations have then particular qualities and for example, I give an example. I think that's more easy to explain. The main difference between these generations, I think that's about when one generation think about the other. Like Clade said, for my parents, I don't have responsibility. I don't know make anything. I think that's a kind of vision, different way to see the world. Yeah, I think that's the main difference between these two generations. Your how can I say glasses or your way to see the world, and the other generations, and the relationship between people and technologies. It's my opinion. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Yeah, yeah, you're right. More or less, every people, is a part of time, in terms of experience. So it's the deal, We have a different background because we live in different periods of time. So,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
it's yeah, it's very interesting. How can
One.
we, and nowadays, what is interesting is that when I create this topic, when I start to talk with you, I start to think a lot of another things that I do not make the question. I do not put in the question. For example, today we live in a very different generation that is flooded by information. However, we also are flooded by information, because I think the share of the experience is more how can I say, more close, because when you see, for example, my grandma use WhatsApp, my grandma using WhatsApp, and she use a lot. So it's awesome. Wow, how we are in a very different generation, in terms of rush, rush of change. That's it. And what do you think, Gabriela?
I agree with you, and it's too close we see our grandmother to use computer, to use mobile phone, and they manage the old people manage so well this kind of technology. And I'd add something more. The main difference for me is freedom and speed. With which things happen, you know. For example, in education, about education, for example, we can find children and young people have more freedom, but in the other hand, they don't know how to have responsibility because they don't get the limit. I don't know if you what I mean, if you understand me. And the speed, about the speed, the technology gives the children and young people a lot of information, and they can be stressful because it's too much information for them. And then the old generation, we couldn't find this. It was difficult to get the information, you know. And now they have everything opened for them. So sometimes this can be helpful, but otherwise this can be give people a life not with quality of life and health. Yes, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I think we are. You say very interesting answers. So I'm gonna, forget the questions and I'm going and create another. So the another question that I'm gonna create right now is, don't you think that this kind of irresponsibility of the new generation, in that terms, that you told, irresponsibility of the generation is caused by the previous generation in terms of overprotecting? What do you think?
Yes, I think.
Diego, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Feel comfortable.
I totally agree. Yeah, I'm a father of 4 kids. Yeah, I have 4 kids. Yeah, I have one. Yeah,
Awesome.
8 years old, 6-year-olds, 4 years old, and one little child. 3 men and 1 girl. 3 boys and 1 girl. With 1.5, 1 year, 1.5 year. Yeah, the baby girl. For example, my brother has 3 kids. It's not a kind of a comparison, yeah, but we can, for example, our education here in my house, we have for example, I forgot the word, but we think, my wife and me, that's very important to bring a lot of responsibility to the kids. Yeah, and I saw, for example, other kids with the same age that my kids. It's very difficult to me to explain this because it's a kind of it's not how can I say, a kind of orgulho, yeah, but it's a situation. Yeah, I see, for example, kids who can't make, for example, anything without his fathers. It's very difficult to explain, but when Yeah, but when Endel talk, I think that's a good example. Yeah, my generation, me and my brother, for example, my mother, it's very protective. Yeah, and I has a lot of difficult to make decisions in my life because I'm very
Afraid?
I'm afraid, I'm in trouble with important. For example, Gabriela go out of his city and went to Brasilia, for example. It's a difficult decision. I don't know if you go out alone or if you go with your family, but it's a decision. It's a strong decision because this is a decision for your whole life.
Yes.
For me, it's very difficult, and I'm when I'm have babies, I'm have kids, I'm think this how can I say, this desire to my life. I don't I wouldn't make to my kids which my mother make to me. Yeah, I don't know if I'm I'm clear.
Yeah, I
I
got
think
it. Yeah, I got it.
yeah.
That
I
was
agree
very
with you, Diego. I found this difficult when I went to England, for example. I had only French language, and I have never been studied English. And I went to England. It was difficult for me, but I went because I wasn't with my mother, my father, anyone. And oh my goodness, when I remember, I've got lost in airport, and I wasn't able to talk in English, and the guy could help me to enter the queue, and it was difficult for me because of my education. It was a little bit protective, as you said, and I think it's good if you give a kind of thing that you give your children to manage things without your help. But you can, look at and see
Yeah.
how it, but not all of you inside of them,
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the way.
it's more or less the answer that I wanted, because we are creating a controversy answer here, a conversation controversy as well. Because, well, if the generation complain a lot about the another generation, the new generation, but we at the same time we create, the previous generation create the same weakness that they complain. What do you think, Paige?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
you know
point of
what?
view. Yeah,
Yeah, I was listening to you guys, and I think we complete each other. You know what? Your
Yes.
difference complete me. So that's why I said we have to learn with everybody. So because the complaint is a conflict, like I said at the beginning. My father said that, my mother said that, my grandpa said that. So my son said, oh, we're not the same as you are. So we are different. Mom, open your eyes like that. So, but something is good for this generation. Like I like this generation. You know what? I was thinking about having all these tools we have today. So I wish I would have this in my generation. When I like Gabrielle, I went out when I lived abroad. um, when I was young, I was 18 when I went to United States. So I didn't have all these tools. I would like to have this. And I didn't know anything in that time. you know. But I got some experience. So I grew up because I had my family, my father and my mother. We lived together. I have a huge family. And I remember, like Gabriela, when I was in the airport, and my mom started to cry and do like this with a little thing in your hand, said, oh, I don't know. We don't have a phone. We don't have a house phone. No, how you say, a cellular. No, we don't have anything. So we you know what? We talk about letters. So you write letters, and then it's like 10, 12 days to get this letter there for me. So I cried a lot. You know what? And but this was good. So I remember my husband when he write to me, and he put a perfume in the
Yeah.
letter. I don't know. So when the letter come to me, so I smell it and I said, oh my God, this is my husband. So was a fiancé in the time. A fiancé was not a husband. So I think was the feelings is good. You know, a WhatsApp is very good. I like WhatsApp. I like it. I use a lot. And like your grandma, and my father is 83, so he's like that. So you asked him something, he is there. So I like WhatsApp, but you know what, I want like that, like this. What look at the eyes, and I like this thing. You know, look at the eyes. You are seeing me. So I like this. How to say proximidade?
Approach.
To be close, you know
Yes.
what? I
Yeah,
like this. So this
personal.
generation, yes, this generation, I said that to my son, this generation, I think they are so far, you know. I look them so far in the bedroom. So this is bother me, you know what? So I think it's good to be close, and I like to hug. I'm a very hug person, so I like to hug. I like to say I love you, and no, I didn't have this in my generation. You know what? My father
Yeah.
and they don't say that to me. Like a Clay, I love you. I never heard this. So, but I am with my son, and the people are close to me. I like that. So is I think this generation people are so far from each other. This bother me. You know what? That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in somehow or more or less, we have to enjoy the tools that we have in the moment. For example, the same point of view received letter with, some kind of smell that, inspire us to feel some emotions, you know, if you had in that moment the WhatsApp, it wouldn't happen. So, it's like opposite things. So sometimes I know that you have to try to learn how to use the tools that we have in the moment in order to make more close conversations. For example, I'm thinking that this conversation is so good because I think in another meetings, I'm gonna bring a different topic in the main room, a more freedom with more liberty topic, in general, because to have a more personal conversation, more, formal conversation that, with a lot of opinion.
I
And go
yes.
ahead, Gabriela.
I think it's good when we get every thing of the generation. the values. There are many values in each one, and we have to get the balance of things, to manage with everything, and also with the education with our children. For example, as Clay said, we have to keep them and to try to talk. I think this generation could give us more the thought about dialogue. In old generations, we couldn't have a dialogue, and the children need this, and because I think they born think about the technology, they born with the technology in mind. I think is so fast for them. So we have to manage with subtle ways to get them together, to be together. But with this thought, I don't know more what to say. I don't know if you.
Yeah, you brought a very amazing point. That is it, for example, how to learn with the best of the older generation. For example, since I was a teenager, I'm a guy that's really really appreciate it. I think it's amazing and awesome. See a wisdom person with knowledge, the older with knowledge, that people that person that already know about the curiosity of the world, and in my time it was like that, but I learned a lot, that figure of the master, like the Master Yoda, and that's it, that wisdom person that, provide us knowledge, about the life, about the deep of the life, the real life. I think our generation, my generation, is losing that capacity to see the difference between those things. Today, nowadays, to have this knowledge, I read so many books, about things that I think can inspire me and provide me some knowledge about it. So that way that I feel close with this kind of mindset. Another way that I use a lot is to talk with my grandma, for example. She's awesome. She is my master, totally at all, because she is awesome and teach me a lot of things, teach me a lot of things. So yeah, and that's it. I think you have to learn.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Diego.
When you are talking, I remember one popular saying that I'm know in a French class, that it's that's it. Si la jeunesse savait, si la vieillesse pouvait. I think that's if the youngest not knowing. I think that I will translate. Yeah, it's difficult to me, but if the youngest people knowing and the older can't. Yeah, I think that's can. Oh yeah. For example, the elders, the older people have more wisdom, a lot of wisdom, because it's the life wisdom. Yeah. Than the youngest, but the youngest have more powerful, more enthusiasm. Yeah.
Yes.
But I think that's the youngest. They are more. How can I say? Immediatist. More. They don't think about the things. They
wanted the things now, right now.
Yeah. That's the point.
Yes.
We can learn about all generations. Yeah. For example, my boss, it's a woman, a very powerful, strong woman. It's a very good person to work, and he is she is I forgot, but I think that's X generation. Yeah, and I'm a millennial. I I can in all the situations see the difference between these two generations. It's a really cool, but I learn a lot with she. It's very with her. It's very good.
And I think the old generation, they were a little bit strict in education, and I can see in this generation the children and the education could they need the children need justification. Everything we have to talk to justify what we are given, or we are given the rules, and they accept only if you justify the things, you know. In past generation, in old generation, the parents, they just give the rules, and you have to do this, that, and without justification, without dialogue. This could be a difficulty, and could give traumas for them.
Yeah, they only accept. Yeah, but it's a challenge because nobody knows the future, you know. We have to kind of shape the education, you know, trying to teach the best way, try to show example, you know, try to support and engage the new generations, isn't it? You know, in order to make, you know, a lot of things that nowadays I enjoy a lot, you know, and I appreciate that this kind of thing that I see in the example, and I saw, you know, and taught me, you know, my God, I would like to be like that. So, you know, I'm working on it. So that's absolutely that way. What your opinion, Clay? Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the old generation has to be an example. Yeah, like you said, my sons always they look at me. You know what? Me and my husband, and not only because I'm a pastor. They said, "Oh, pastor, you know what? Have to be example." I think the values uh, these generations, I think most lost some values. You know what? They look at me. My son look at me with my father, and I say, "Hi, father," and I don't know how to say Benson. I'll say that. So how I talk with my father, I have a good father. I love him, and I don't have mother. She died. But so I said, look look at me. You know what? Because this is important. Because you're gonna be a father. So my oldest son is 28. So he's married already. So he wants to be a father. So he look at me and my husband. So he wants to be the same. I think. I'm. I think I learn with them too. You know, they are very special for me, and my sons are they are very special for me. And I want to be a grandmother too. That's my dream. So we have a generation, you know what? I want to have a big family, look at them, and I said, oh my God, I thank you to have a big family. And especially when you are old, like not only the age, but but you can expect something new. I want to live a lot, Andrew. I want to live a lot. So you're gonna see me here 100 years. I think so. I want to live a lot, and I want
Awesome.
to see all the generation. I want to see my grandkids. You know what? Yes, I want to see them. So I like it. I like to live.
Yeah, you say a very interesting thing that, when I were with my grandparents, my grandfather has the necessity, had the necessity to the pedir bênção, that ask for blessing,
Yes, ask for blessing.
And when I was young, and oh my God, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't want to. But when I grow, grown up, and I start to say from the another point, that he enjoyed a lot this thing, and today he didn't ask me, but I do, I do at all. I always do.
Yes, very good.
Every time when I met my grandma and my grandpa, I say the same, because I know that he likes a lot. So for me, it's important that he enjoy, the happiness of him. So
That
it's something that
you make them happy. That's good.
somehow. So it's something that was very interesting. The learning process of you. The another point, I think, it's another generation, and I'm not gonna die doing that. He likes a lot, so that's important for him. So that's it.
I think it's very
so guys
you
yeah
do. Love
so
it.
guys, welcome back home, Samia and Rogério. How was the conversation? Did you like? Did you enjoy? Did you complain?
It was great. I like it a lot, and it's a hard, it's a tough issue. I think so. But it was I like it. I like.
Awesome. So I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you want a controversial question or an easy question?
I think it's a controversial.
No. I'm just kidding. The question is, what advice would you give to the new generation?
Oh,
you are live on YouTube, so for the world,
okay.
World generation.
Don't be try. You're gonna try. Don't be a grant. I don't know the word, but this teenagers are using, but to be don't ranked. And let's go to learn about the new words, slangs, and try to be cool like that. And and to be consistent and more resilient, resilience, I don't know, and trying to get resilience in our lives. Yeah,
Awesome.
I think is that.
Awesome. Thanks, Romo. So for the question to Rogério now, the last question is, do you feel optimistic or pessimistic about the difference and change between generations, Rogério?
Wow. Yeah, oh my, you got me. It's hard to say something because, well, I think it's a huge difference between the two generations, it's hard to say something like that, but I think we, oh my God, how can I say? Well, I think basically, I think it's a huge difference between the two generations, and for example, technology. In the past, I consider myself as an old generation, and in the past, we didn't have technology, we didn't have internet. And nowadays, the new generation has everything in their hands, They can learn a lot. They can spend this technology to learn new things. But unfortunately, the new generation just they prefer spend their time in social media, wasting time in things like that. And yeah, basically it's okay.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I think if the new generation spend time, watching us on YouTube, it's awesome, so they will learn something.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So guys, thanks for this conversation. Do you want to add something? Anyone?
I want to add something.
Yeah, go
Yes.
ahead, please.
About advising. I think
Awesome.
the new generation, be patient with us. Be patient with us because like our minds, you know what? So it's very slow. We have to be patient with the people comes before us. I'm not so fast. I said that to my son. So I come say, Bruno, help me here with the Zoom, for example. This is the first time. So I said to him, be patient with me, because he said, Mom, I told you it's like that. And I said, be patient with me. So I'm trying to follow you. I try to follow you. So I think the new generation has to be patient with the oldest, what? But we have to follow you, the new generation too. We have to be patient with you too, because it's different. It's different. Everything for me, everything is different.
Yeah. Perfect point. Yeah. In general, we have to grow together, learn together. To deal with it. So, Paige, thanks. Perfect. Advice.
Thank you
Perfect
very
advice.
much. Thank you all,
guys. Thanks for the conversation. I'm gonna share with you the link of social media and the feedback. If you like this topic, this kind of topic, if you want to give us a suggestion about, if you complain a lot, if you don't like something, you can say on the feedback. It's important to improve the community. We are, as a community, growing together between our generations. So it's important that the feedback, and that's it. The final remarks. That's it. Take care of your family. Using masks. Protect yourselves, and that's it, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.